Well, this week's game will be the 14th in the series with Milton and Milton and Mount Carmel Tornadoes, dating all the way back to 1908, with Mount Carmel holding a perfect 13-0 record against the Black Panthers, and that includes last year's 41-19 Tornado win over the Black Panthers at the Silver Bowl. Now, Mount Carmel comes into tonight's game with a 2-1 record, wins over Warrior Run and Dunmore. The only loss on the season, week 1 against North Schuylkill. The Mount Carmel Area Red Tornadoes will be taking the field for the 131st year representing the Mount Carmel Area High School. They have a record of 892 wins, 341 losses, and 59 ties in their 1,292 games. Their 892 wins equals a 71.3% win percentage, and it represents the most in the state of Pennsylvania and ranks 6th in the country. They are led by head coach John Dara, who is in his 9th year at the helm with a 66-31 record, having qualified for the playoffs in 7 of 8 seasons. They are coming off a terrific 12-1 season last year. On the Milton side of things, after a week 1 loss to South Williamsport, Milton has rallied the troops and has a win streak of 2 with wins over Towanda and Midwest. Big part of that current success is having back both Chris Doyle and Monty Fisher. Both players missed week 1 at South Williamsport, and I'm sure that played a big role in that loss. As I bring in my broadcast partner, Nate Babin, you got to think, Nate, that Milton will need big games from both Doyle and Fisher to get this massive win at home tonight.
Yeah, man, when you talk about missing those two guys, that's a very, very not good thing for Milton. They're very run heavy. They don't pass a ton. Doyle's a guy 2 years ago as a freshman, ran for 1,000 yards. And then Monty Fisher last year stepped up big for them with Doyle out all year, and he had a good year. He's a quick scat back, and he's a good change of pace back. Doyle's a big, strong, physical runner, gets downhill, more north to south. And Monty Fisher can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's real quick. So I think tonight for Milton to hang in this game, one, those guys are going to have to big games. And if they're having big games and they're running the ball a lot, that means it's going to be low scoring, which benefits Milton a lot. Now, on that note, now and through 3 games, Cale Bastion's thrown 20 passes. Tonight, I don't think if they're going to win this game, he's going to have to throw a little bit, whether it's because they're down and he has to get them back in the game and they have to change it up what they're doing, or I just think you're not going to win a ground and pound match with Mount Carmel all night. That's just not going to happen. Now, this was a game last year. Milton was winning at halftime.
At halftime, yeah.
And then on the defensive side, Mount Carmel's got some dudes, so I think we're going to have to see a big night up front for Milton. And then Peyton Rarick, captain of the team, he's going to have to come up big and limit that air assault that Mount Carmel's got going on right now.
Well, and one thing I'd like to add to that, too, is, both teams lost week 1. And both teams have won 2 in a row against teams they should have beat. So do we really know where both teams stand right now? And based on the competition of the 2 wins they have, we're going to find out tonight here in what I think should be a great football game. Now, for Mount Carmel, they seem to be pretty loaded in all positions after graduating basically their main guys last year, like everyone that touched the ball. So, and a lot of guys playing college football that were on that team a year ago. Milton does return a good handful of guys that played last year in that really close game. But for Mount Carmel, it's a new squad. They're loaded, Nate.
You always wonder with these schools that are consistently good year in and year out, like Sun, they just reload. And offensively right now, if I'm Milton or any team that has Mount Carmel on the schedule, I look at these stats for Mount Carmel and probably watching them play and think, what do you take away? So right now, Cole Spears has got 746 passing yards in 3 games, 8 touchdowns. But then on the ground, you got Luke Blessing has 384 rushing yards with 5 touchdowns. And then Xavier Diaz right now, great track runner, explosive athlete. He's got 356 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns. And then he's got another 93 on the ground with a touchdown. And then you throw in 2 other guys, in Jacob Schultz and Chase Belichick. Schultz has 214 receiving yards, and Belichick's got 133. 2 touchdowns apiece. I just don't know what you take away. It's like pick your poison. You want to take this away, we'll beat you with somebody else. And then it starts with up front, man. Offensive line averages 257 pounds. And then it starts with Noah Shimko, their right tackle. Was All-State last year as a sophomore, big 300-pounder on the right side. They're just usually mean up front. Then defensively, man, they get turnovers. They get a lot of tackles for loss, 31 in 3 games, 10 tackles a loss per game. Mount Carmel, if you just looked at these stats, I wouldn't want them on my schedule.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is you think, well, it is a new squad. It seems like the new squad is, just picked up where
Haven't
the
missed a
last.
beat.
Yeah, but here's the thing that, for Milton, normally you just prepare for a coal region game, a lot of running, some power formations. But this Mount Carmel team has the ability to throw
Air
the
it
ball,
out.
as you had said in the stats. So it's a very interesting matchup tonight against two teams that, going into the season, expected to be pretty good. And, we're going to find out how good they are. But we're going to take a moment of silence right now as the stadium is. Just taking a moment of silence there as prayers and thoughts go out to Max Engel of Jersey Shore as he collapsed last week during a timeout at Selinsgrove. A lot of stuff in the area, people very concerned. Very promising that the communities have all come together and praying for this kid. A lot of thoughts, a lot of concern, and definitely from us from the booth. We've been talking about it all week, and just a tough situation for the Engel family. And
Yeah, I can't even imagine. As a parent, you're a parent. I'm not a parent, obviously, but even as a coach, like, I couldn't imagine what those kids, the parents, the coaches. I can't imagine what anyone.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone can be prepared for this. And our wishes and our prayers out to their family. And they'll postpone their game tonight with Shikellamy.
I think I saw they're playing Monday.
Monday, okay. So this is where we love high school sports, especially high school football. But when it comes to importance, man, like the health and the safety of all kids is where it's at. And what a tough moment now for everyone. But back again, we're here at Alumni Field in Milton as Mount Carmel comes to Milton for a Week 4 matchup. Captains have taken the field, and they're shaking hands. So we're about here at kickoff. Nate, keys to the game before kickoff.
Well, first, before I say anything football-wise, these orange uniforms Milton are rocking, they're, as the kids these days would say, those are fire. They're drippy. But no, keys to the game. If I'm Milton, I try to slow the pace down in this game. Ground and pound, put long methodical drives together, get some stops defensively, and then if I'm Mount Carmel, I try to put a little bit of pressure on Milton early and throw the ball, make them try to pick up their pace and get some points on the board early. I think we're going to have a good game here. Two different team styles, but I'm excited for this one.
And we always know in high school football, you focus on the line of scrimmage because if one team's dominating that, they usually win the game. And the big thing is penalties and turnovers, as those are killer in high school football. And tonight it will be definitely emphasized in taking care of the ball from Milton. And you said about Milton keys there, maybe a little bit like what we saw the Philadelphia Eagles last night, Thursday Night Football. Hey, eat the clock up. The less the other team has the ball, the less they can score. And if you're able to get that run game going, which Milton likes to do, you're going to be able to do that. But we'll see tonight as we're anticipating maybe some more passes. Could over-under 20 pass attempts tonight.
For Milton?
For Milton. They have 20 on the year. Could they have 20 tonight?
I'm going to go over because my prediction is Mount Carmel jumps on them early here, and they're going to have to play from behind and air it out a little bit.
I'm taking the over as well, so nobody's winning any money tonight. I think a big key to the game, too, is getting Peyton Rarick involved as much as possible in that passing game from his wide receiver position. And it doesn't have to be downfield. It can be little bubble screens. Just get the ball in your athlete's hands. And the kickoff is off. It's going to be picked up at the 15-yard line, Milton. Get a couple blocks there, Monty Fisher. And he'll be tackled down about the 26, 27-yard line, and that's where Milton will start out here in the first quarter.
What beautiful weather we have right now.
Oh, it could be
nice.
Not too hot. Baby. Not too hot. We were at Shamokin week 1, sweating.
Yeah,
I mean, we were abused there, but not here at Milton. This new alumni field. This is
beautiful.
This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful facility with a wellness center off the back here, and what a great project Milton has done. They went from having an old facility to maybe the nicest athletic facilities in the area.
Well, here we go, Ryan. First possession. There's a player running off the field for Mount Carmel. Not really sure what's going on, but Milton, first play, empty back set.
Yeah. So you're over under for 20 pass attempts, Nate. And I'll tell you what, Bastion's a heck of an athlete, very good wrestler,
Yeah.
too. His arm's not going to tire out.
Hey, you made a good point about them throwing the ball, or easy Peyton or Eric Crouch. Just get him some early touches. It gets Bastion's rhythm going, too.
And right away, it's a QB keeper. Bastion going off the left side there, able to pick up 3 on the first down play. Not bad. Puts them in a 2nd and 7 from the Mount Carmel 31-yard line. Bastion coming from the sideline to the huddle with the play. Last week, Nate, at Bloomsburg did no huddle, so we've seen more huddles here for Milton.
Yeah, they might as well have just huddled up, though, for being honest.
Now they bring Doyle in the backfield, out of the shotgun. Hand off to Doyle, up the middle, met right away, showing some weight room to work there as he's able to get 2 as he was originally met at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and a long 4. Mount Carmel in the all-white, red helmets, red stripes down the side. Milton, as Babin said here earlier, wearing their fire orange jerseys, black pants, and black helmet. Single man in the backfield, receivers wide. Out of shotgun, Bastion gets the ball. Little bit of a sloppy exchange there to the running back in Doyle, and he might have gotten a yard there out to the 35-yard line. So quick 3 run plays. Bastion, Doyle. Milton only able to pick up about 8 yards. So now it'll be 4th down and 2 from the 35-yard line as they have the punt crew out. Gary Vernelli back to punt for Milton.
Man, I would not, if I'm Milton, I'm not kicking the ball anywhere near Xavier Diaz.
No, dude. He's the fastest kid in the world. That kid is so fast. I've seen him run track, too. He's not just fast in football. That dude in any shoe can run. Well, we got a flag here.
Backing him up.
On Milton. I think a false start. So they're going to back up 5 yards. So now they'll be punting from their 31-yard line. Now Carmel has 2 guys back to receive the punt. Snap is good. Oh, we got a flag. I believe another false start. Another false start on Milton. So, you know, it is 4th down. The penalty doesn't hurt you too much, but now you just gave them 10 free yards. So we talked about that in the pregame, Nate, being clean. These aren't horrendous penalties, but still not a good start.
In high school football, you don't know what you're going to get out of the punter's leg here. So 10 yards if you got a shaky punter.
Well, Vernelli might be the biggest punter in the area. He is a big boy. Good snap. Good high punt. Spiral. And we got an excellent punt. Takes a decent bounce. Oh, Mount Carmel's going to step up and pick it up. Very risky. But he will be tackled. Number 17 there for Mount Carmel. That is Fesenak, and I'm going to do my best for these pronunciations. He's a senior, 5'7", 160-pound, plays wide receiver and defensive back for the Red Tornadoes. So now we get the Red Tornadoes offense out in the field for their first drive of the game.
Speaking of over-unders, how many skis do you think are on Mount Carmel's roster?
Without looking at the roster, 3. At least 3.
I
Over
like
3.5. Over under
I like
3.5.
over.
But when we have a moment in a break and play, we're going to check that out. 3.5 on the skis. Out of the shotgun, single backfield. Handoff, it's dropped. We got a scrum here. I believe Mount Carmel was able to jump back on it, but that will be technically a tackle for a loss. We'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Now Mount Carmel, quarterback still in a shotgun, but it is definitely a power formation. Handoff again, goes up the middle, making some guys miss. Is able to pick up 3 or 4 on the run is number 24. That would be Blessing, the junior running back, 5'11", 185 pounds, also plays linebacker. You'll see him on kick returns as well. So Mount Carmel, 3rd down and 6 from the Milton 34-yard line, 0-0, 8:39 remaining in the first quarter. Out of shotgun, again, handoff, and met at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss on the play, as Blessing again receives the ball, but he is brought down in the backfield. And so far we had a bunch of runs from each team, and there are 3 and outs. Defense is getting the job done.
So there we go, Ryan. You talked about line of scrimmage battles. Mount Carmel, big offensive line, got dominated that possession. Luke Blessing's a guy that he has a ton of yards already this year. And give up 3 yards first possession. That's good stuff. 2 tackles for loss.
Not a great punt, but does take a good bounce for Mount Carmel. Good extra 13 yards after the bounce there. So Milton's going to get the ball the same spot it their last drive ended, 31-yard line. So Milton here in their second possession will start from the Mount Carmel 31-yard line.
I feel like every time we say not a good punt off the foot, it gets like a 15-yard roll.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, you know, we've been saying this now. This is the 4th week, 3 weeks now. Every time there's a bad punt, it actually ends up being a good punt because you don't get a return.
Nope.
And even if it does take a not so great bounce, usually you have guys there right away because it's not that far. They stop it. So
Right.
it's not a horrible thing when you get that end-over-end low kick. Milton out of the shotgun. Bastion gets the snap. He hands it off to Doyle, and Doyle's met immediately in the backfield. At least a yard loss on the play there. Tackled by number 9. Is that right there? I don't have a number 9 on my sheet here for Mount Carmel, but number 9 got in the backfield right away, untouched, and he brought Doyle down for the 1-yard loss.
That's the longest 1-yard loss I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a fair placement, I guess, if you're a Milton fan, for sure. Milton again, wide receivers wide each way. Single back, out of shotgun. Bastion gets the ball. He's looking downfield. He's throwing deep. Got some air under the ball. Monty Fisher has his man meet just over his hand. That would have been a big play, a gain of at least 35 yards. But Monty Fisher unable to bring in the Bastion pass.
Pretty ball.
Yeah, I honestly think Monty kind of gave up on his route there a little bit. When he turned his head back, he shortened his stride. If he just would have kept running through the ball, that would have probably been an over-the-shoulder touchdown play. Because he definitely had his man beat. Even slowing down, he still had his man beat.
Yep.
So here you are, Nate. 3rd down and 11 from the 30-yard line. We got 1 pass so far. I think we're going to see number 2 right here. Well, we got a flag. I would have been wrong. They were going to hand it off to Doyle, but we have a flag before the snap. Is this another false start?
Yep.
3rd false start of the game, Nate.
You know, early on, I like that Milton runs a lot of these read options with Bastion. I'd like to start seeing him pull one and rip one and try to make some play happen with his feet.
Oh, he definitely can. I mean, I don't not like his arm, but his legs are where he shines. So now Milton putting themselves, this is a bad penalty. You know, 3rd and 11 is already tough enough. Now they're 3rd and 16, 7:08 remaining here in the first quarter. We're not at up 0-0. Out of the shotgun. Tight formation. And the handoff to Doyle. He makes some guys miss. Gets out around the edge. He's out past the first down marker. Out of bounds. Pickup of 18 yards on the run. And really, Mount Carmel, Nate, there in the backfield, but Doyle able to make what should have been a tackle a miss. And he finds some space and showing you what he can do, not only with his size, but his speed. Got a substitution of some players in. See, Lucas Diddy came out. Monty Fisher came in for him at the wide receiver position. So we're 1st down and 10 from the Mount Carmel 43-yard line. Twins to the near side. Shotgun formation, single back. It's going to be a keeper out around the edge. He's looking, he's throwing deep. Hit as he throws. And just overthrew Monty Fisher there. But under great pressure was Bastion, and he was hit. Never got to follow through with the throw. And just threw it over Fisher's hands out of bounds. Nate, you excited to see them starting to pass a little bit and letting Bastion roll out, be an athlete?
I am, because we saw it last week with Bloomsburg. Even when they rolled out and Wyatt Brocious didn't have a receiver open, and he had some field to work with and made plays happen with his feet.
Yeah, Wyatt Brocious last week just ran out of gas, but I mean, he should have ran out of gas at halftime, how much he was doing, both offensive and defensively. Handoff to Doyle. Doyle up the middle, maybe 2, got 2 on the play as he reaches the 45-yard line, bringing up 3rd down and 8.
And on that, I know that Bastion got hit on that throw, but he kind of threw that ball to Monty Fisher as he was already making his break out. You got to, as soon as he's getting to that spot, whatever that out route is, you got to put it on his numbers before he even starts to make his turn outwards. And I think if he would have done that, he would have had he probably wouldn't have got hit, and they might have got a first down.
Well, I mean, that's an anticipation and timing thing, and as we said, only 20 pass attempts in 3 games. How much in-game timing do you have? So, get these out of the way now as long as they're not interceptions. Well, here we roll out around the edge. He's got Peyton Rarick in the flat, but he's going to go deep. Monty Fisher all by himself over the shoulder and into the end zone. Milton Black Panther strike first with a beautiful pass of 55 yards from Bastion to Monty Fisher. When they went to that play earlier, Monty kind of underran the route. It was a little bit overthrown, underran, whatever you want to call it. Not that time. In stride, over the shoulder, snags the ball with his hands, and it's just a few strides until he enters the end zone. And now Mackenzie Lopez comes out for the PAT attempt for Milton.
What a weird play. I don't know if you caught that, but Monty Fisher definitely had the safety beat, but the safety just stopped.
Oh, PAT is blocked. Might even been caught. It wasn't just blocked, it was caught. No, I agree there. That was kind of weird. The safety just kind of like stopped.
Let him go.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is Peyton Rarick was he was wide open in the flat, that little bubble. And I think the safety thought the ball was going there. I thought it was going there, but the last second, Bastion looks downfield and throws off his back heel and delivers a dime.
Well, we talked about passing. Bastion's made some good throws so far.
Yeah, absolutely. None of them have been put in positions that Mount Carmel could catch it. Only Milton receivers. So an incompletion's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. You live, you play another down, and right there, Bastion. Great start to the game for Bastion, and I like the way they're mixing it up. Run, pass, run, pass. Right now, what are they at, 5 pass attempts already?
Just 3.
Oh, only 3? All right, well.
Not quite balanced, but more, 3 passes to the 20 that they've thrown in 2 games.
Yep. So already coming out, Milton showing more than they have needed to show in the previous games this year. Monty Fisher was not available week 1 when they lost at South Williamsport. Also, we said earlier, Doyle was not available. So you've taken the 2 guys that have touched the ball every single play other than the Bastion keeper of these first 2 drives for Milton. They were taken away week 1, so you can understand why maybe Milton didn't score any points week 1 at South Williamsport.
Yeah, I remember when we were at Shamokin, you saw that score and you were surprised. I didn't know those guys were out, but it explains a lot. They're playmakers.
Well, the kickoff is off. Low line drive. Takes the bounce. We field at the 5-yard line. Up to the 20. Ooh, breaks the tackle. Out to the 30. And he'll be pushed out of bounds there by, you ready for this? A plethora of Milton Black Panther defenders.
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty confused how that wasn't a late hit.
Yeah, it was out of bounds. Yeah. It was a push. It was a push. Maybe that's why. But Mount Carmel will start with the ball at their own. Wow, look at that spot. They moved back 3 yards.
Where is it at now?
Now it's at the 33-yard line. So Mount Carmel will start with the ball at the 33-yard line. 5:54 remaining in the first quarter. Milton leading 6-0. Out of shotgun, quick pass, but we have flags. Got a false start at Mount Carmel. So all the penalties so far tonight have been false starts. 3 on Milton and 1 on Mount Carmel.
That has been, I don't know if you caught that since there was a penalty, but that's been like the 3rd or 4th fumbled snap by Spears for Mount Carmel.
Yes, definitely been a little shaky there. Where they had the fumble earlier, they were able to drop on. Same scenario. All right, now we're at 1st and 15 after the penalty. Mount Carmel with twins to the far side, single receiver near side. Out of shotgun, single back in the backfield. It's going to be a quick pass to the near side flat, and tackled right away is number 15, Jacob Schultz, senior, 6'2", 190-pound wide receiver. Nice job catching the ball. Tried to turn upfield, with Milton doing a good job in pursuit. Was able to bring him up. As they hurry up to the line now for a 2nd down and 15, maybe 16. Again, quick pass in the flat, and met right away by Luke Goodwin for Milton.
Who caught that?
Number 10, I believe, for Mount Carmel. So Luke Goodwin and, no, I'm sorry, that's not Luke Goodwin. That's Luke Diddy and then Isaiah Minium, both in on the tackle there, cornerback and safety, getting to the flat quick. Tackle for maybe a 1-yard gain on the play. So 3rd and 14 from the Mount Carmel 28. Two receivers wide, both sides. Still in the shotgun. Another quick pass in the flat, behind and low. And that is it. Milton defense getting it done on Mount Carmel's second possession. Another 3 and out as it's 4th and 14. I imagine we're going to see the punt crew here, Nate.
Yeah, Lewisburg's not playing tonight, so we're good. This one's getting punted.
As we talk about the Cohen boy from Lewisburg. High but short punt. Takes a Milton bounce. And Mount Carmel grabs it, and it'll be down exactly midfield on the 50-yard line. And that's where Milton will take over. 4:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Milton up 6-0.
Ryan, that second completion there to Xavier Diaz was actually a loss of negative 4 yards. So that was a real big play there by Minium.
Well, all 3 of those passes they did in that possession were short. They were behind the line of scrimmage. So Nate, Milton comes back out here. Are they going to continue throwing the ball, seeing some success?
Yeah, I would just put the pressure on. Mount Carmel looks shaky offensively right now. I just keep trying to put points up.
Well, they hand it off on first down to Doyle. Doyle able to get a yard as he just gets over midfield to the 49-yard line of Mount Carmel. What a crowd tonight here. I mean, just look around, Nate. Beautiful, beautiful night. A lot of orange in the stands, not just because of Milton, but a lot of area schools are recognizing and keeping prayers for Max Engel, the Jersey Shore. Well, handoff goes to Doyle. He breaks a tackle. He's able to sneak up, get about 2 yards on the play. Oh, they're saying he fumbled. Fumbled on the play. Mount Carmel recovers it. Looked to be about a 3-yard gain there for Doyle. But that is all negated as the ball was coughed up. Mount Carmel able to jump on it. So, man, right there, swing, big-time swing. Mount Carmel gets the ball back with great field position. So we said penalties and turnovers. So far, Milton not doing the greatest in those categories. End around, cuts it back up the middle, and he's going to be met about 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry there for Mount Carmel. As I believe that was 10. That's Diaz, correct? Yep, Xavier Diaz. He's a senior, 5'9", 155 pound. No huddle. Quick snap. QB's rolling out. Has all the time in the world. He's going to tuck it and run and be tackled at the line of scrimmage. And he was brought down hard. Slow to get up. Still not completely up. Now he's up on his feet. But I believe that was number 33 for Milton, and our Milton roster is not in numerical order, but that would be Dominic Lytle. He's a 5'9", 175 pound. I think he's a sophomore.
So we're going to see a kid from Mount Carmel here. A lot of buzz around this sophomore, Gavin Marshalik. I read a lot of, he's going to a lot of camps, plays in a lot of 7-on-7 stuff. There's a lot of buzz about this kid coming up from Mount Carmel.
What number did you say he was?
Number 16, the quarterback coming in for Spears.
Oh,
red
okay.
hair, called him the Red Rocket.
And, man, Spears, I mean, hopefully for Mount Carmel, he's only out one play here because he's he's top 3 in district in PIAA, District 4. So definitely having a great year through 3 weeks.
What was the penalty there? There were multiple flags, but
yeah,
the ball didn't move.
It must have been both sides there. So, but receivers wide, rolling out, plenty of green in front of the new quarterback. But you know what? He didn't need to run. He delivered a pass out in the flat to number 15 in Mount Carmel. That would be Jacob Schultz. And that's a first down into Milton territory for Mount Carmel. And they are speeding things up, Nate. They're not using a huddle, right to the line of scrimmage. Handoff is shaky, but they do get it off. Met at the line of scrimmage, but able to drag a few guys there. Was 24 Blessing for Mount Carmel. So he turned what should have been a no gain into about, well, they're only going to say a yard now. But again, Mount Carmel hurrying to the side, hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Milton doing a quick substitution there. Tight formation. Handoff on the end around goes to Diaz. And he is met at the line of scrimmage by Monty Fisher, Dominic Lytle, and number 14 for Milton, that would be Hayden Patterson. So Mount Carmel, 3rd down and 9 from the Milton 38, 2:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Out of shotgun, rolling out, delivering a pass right at the first down marker, and he's going to get a yard more. Beautiful out route, rolling out quarterback, and able to find his receiver, number 1, Belichick on the reception. Again, what do you think of this, Nate? They're just hurrying up. They're trying to catch Milton off guard. Gets the snap, hand it off to Blessing. Blessing's able to get about 4 yards on the play. So good first down carry. He'll set up a 2nd down and 6. Nate, you're not going to have any time to talk if they keep rushing to the line of scrimmage here. Shotgun handoff again to Blessing, and is the exact same play and the exact same result as he gets another 4 yards right up the middle. 3rd down, and I'd say maybe 3. We got a Milton player down. And he's up on his own power. I believe that's 58, Connor Snyder. Yep.
What a jab thrower he is.
He is a good jab thrower. Heard he might play basketball this year. I wouldn't. Don't like the coach.
Yeah, Milton doesn't have a good basketball program.
I'm going to be fired. Well, Nate, big third. Now they're saying 3rd down and 5. So his knee must have hit or forearm must have hit before he lunged forward.
You know, you talked about Spears. Hopefully he's okay because of his stats. But he's a guy last year, he missed a lot of the season with a torn ACL. Actually didn't get surgery until after the season, came back and played with a torn ACL.
Well, so far they haven't needed him to throw because they just handed off the ball again. Going to be met near the marker. Oh, might have got the push, help for some teammates. And he does. He's going to get the first down. Just a simple run up the middle for Blessings. He got met just before the first down marker, but a couple Mount Carmel linemen just gave him that shove. So now right back to it. They're in a power formation. They're ready to go. Boom, quick handoff to the fullback, and he's going to get 2 or 3 on the carry. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 from the Milton 18-yard line. Again, no huddle. No huddle, and this is taking a toll on Milton right now. Power formation. Gets the ball. End around, it's fumbled. Again, new QB, but still shaky on the exchanges. And that'll be for a loss there as QB, what did you say 16's last name was?
Marshalik.
Marshalik has come in for the injured starting quarterback Spears. Done a nice job so far, completing 2 passes. Managing the offense is their best drive of the game by far. But there was a shaky exchange to the running back. Ball was dropped. And it'll be a loss of about 2 on the play. 3rd down, 10. Now Carmel taking their time now. They're in their red zone. Blessing a single back in the backfield. They're going to throw. They roll out, boom, into the flat. And met immediately as Diaz. He does catch the ball. But he is met immediately as Monty Fisher lays the lumber there. And that'll bring up 4th down and a very long 8 in the red zone. Getting a timeout. Oh, they're going to let the quarter run out. And that is it for the first quarter here at Alumni Field in Milton. Milton leading Mount Carmel 6-0. Nate, not a bad first quarter there for Milton. What are your thoughts here as they, are facing a very crucial 4th down and 8 Mount Carmel's facing in the red zone here as they're going to try and, tie this game up? Or do they kick a field goal?
I mean, we've talked about the line of scrimmage battle, and right now, man, surprisingly, Milton's winning that battle. A lot of explosive athletes on this Mount Carmel offense, and Diaz has been limited. He has 2 carries for -2 yards, and he has 3 catches for 6 yards. And then I feel good about Luke Blessing, who's a guy that's averaging 100 yards a game right now. He's got 7 carries for 17 yards. So right now can Milton hold on and keep this momentum going, and can they stay fresh throughout the game and keep dominating that line of scrimmage?
And this is what makes it interesting, because both teams won games they were supposed to win. So how do you really know what the team's strengths are, other than, they're going to be decent? But, right now I think Milton's kind of surprising people with the way they've come out here and, like you said, won the line of scrimmage. They have a 6-0 lead, so very good start in first quarter for the Milton Black Panthers. But here we are, 4th and 8, not trusting the kicker. They're not thinking field goal, thinking touchdown. The snap, out of shotgun. He's looking, he's going to take off, breaks a tackle, and then gets destroyed. Gets destroyed there by Luke Goodwin. The linebacker position, the senior coming up and getting the sure tackle on 4th down. Milton will take over with the ball on their own 12-yard line, 1st and 10.
Mount Carmel's got to slow down offensively. They're making me rush my stats.
Well, and they got the ball at midfield off the Doyle fumble. And, hey, that hurry-up offense definitely gave Milton some issues. They were able to move the ball all the way down into the red zone, getting it all the way down to the 12-yard line. But no points. It's the bend but do not break defense for Milton. Bastion's in shotgun. Wide receivers to the near side. Hand off to Doyle. Going up the middle. Got some good yardage there. And then we've got a large group, almost every player in the field in on pushing that pile. But Doyle picking up maybe 6 on that carry. They're going to say 5. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 19-yard line. 11:28 remaining here in the first half. Milton leading 6-0.
Well, that doesn't add up because the line of scrimmage, they said, started at the 12. So that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because it says the 18. He's on the 18, it looks like. Don't matter. We got 2 receivers. It's going to be a handoff met immediately in the backfield. Be lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like he did.
So Doyle with no gain on the play there will bring up 3rd and 5.
I kind of like this better than doing the stat sheet, to be honest.
Really? You like just writing on a notepad?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Milton scoreboard operator is struggling right now. No gain there, but now it's up to back to the 17. What's going on?
Up 3rd and 5.
But it's
handoff on the end around to Fisher. He cuts up field as he couldn't get the edge. And he's going to be lucky if he got 2 on that play. That looks like maybe what he got. He got to the 20-yard line. That'll put Milton at 4th and 3 from their own 20. So here comes the punt team.
So let's just talk about the sequence we had on the scoreboard there. It was 3rd and 5 from the 19. Then it was also, or 2nd and 5. And then it was 3rd and 5 from the 17.
And now 4th and 2 from the 20. That part is right. Some late substitutions coming in here for Milton. I think there's confusion. The punt team didn't get out in time. They're going to have a timeout. That's exactly. So Milton has to burn a timeout as the play clock was going down to 0. Some confusion there from the sideline as players weren't ready for the punt team.
I'll be interested to see here if Spears comes back out here for Mount Carmel.
Well, I mean, it's huge. But you said, how you pronounce the kid's name again?
Marshalik.
Marshalik. You said he's an up-and-coming guy, puts time into his craft. So, sometimes, somebody goes down, our starting quarterback went down, but, stars can be born. And so far, Marshalik,
he's played well.
He's played really well.
Doesn't look like a sophomore.
No, definitely not. So after the timeout, Milton will come back out, this time with a full punt team. Now Carmel has 2 guys back ready to receive the punt. Low snap. Uh-oh. Rolls up. Picked up at the sideline. He does get the punt off. Talk about heads up just to get something out of it. The ball bounces out near the 26, 27-yard line of Milton. So
what a play.
A 7-yard punt. And we're looking at a 7-yard punt there, but it could have been worse. Low snap, rolled up, took a bad bounce, and got away from the punter. Hit a scramble and pick it up right at the goal line and was able still to get a kick off. So that was huge huge recovery there, although the field position for Mount Carmel is ideal. Again, a late substitution here for Milton.
What a slide.
Yeah, slides right into his position. Mount Carmel on a run look. They hand it off to Diaz. He breaks through, makes a guy miss, but does get hit when he cuts back and is brought down after a very nice run, brought down by Luke Goodwin.
Man, is he fast.
Yeah, that Diaz kid is quick and shifty, but he gets enough yards there for the first down. So Mount Carmel ball, 1st and 10, on about the 15, 16-yard line of Milton.
Scoreboard says 27.
QB keeper designed, and he's going to try and go up the middle. Maybe gets a yard, maybe 2 yards on the play. And that is Spears back in the game at the QB position. Able to get some positive yards on first down, 3 of them to be exact, bringing up a 2nd and 7 in the red zone. Good snap. Diaz gets the ball in the backfield and just plows through a Black Panther defender there after a nice run. Falls forward, and he is just a yard short of a first down. So a 3rd and 1 here for Mount Carmel as they do not huddle up and go right to the line. Handoff goes to Blessing, and he is past the first down marker down to the 5-yard line. He's tackled by a host of Milton Black Panthers, including number 4, Peyton Rarick.
Looks like they're going to have him at the 4.
Yep, 4-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Ken Milton's defense tighten things up. Handoff back to Blessing, and he goes almost untouched into the end zone. And that was a very impressive handful of runs there for Mount Carmel as they received great field position after Milton's punt got away from the punter. He was able to get it off for a net of 7 yards, but they began the drive at the Milton 27, and it only took a handful of runs till they pounded in the end zone with Blessing.
Ryan, and that's where you talk, especially in games where you'd have to think like Mount Carmel was probably favored in this game. You come out, you're Milton, you punch him in the face early, you score a big 55-yard touchdown. Crowd's loud, a big crowd here. You got to limit the mistakes.
Well, the kick is up, and it is good. Just inside the far upright, and Mount Carmel takes the lead with the made PAT. And you know, we talked before the game watching the kicker warm up, and we were like, oh, don't look like they're too much of a kicking team.
That looked pretty good.
That was a pretty good kick. You know, it did sneak in the upright, but had good height and went through. But they also didn't kick a field goal last time they were in the red zone. They were, the 12-yard line or so, and they didn't kick a field goal there. So I know Milton missed the PAT, but something tells me each team's going to have to score again. And I think that Mount Carmel is going to be the one that's greater at missing the PAT than Milton, as they've been pretty good this season at those attempts.
Well, okay, the scoreboard operator did fix it. It was still 6-6 when I looked last.
The buttons are heavy.
I'm going to get off the score. The clock operator's back.
He's got a family.
I'm giving that man or woman a hard
or
time
she.
right now.
I don't know who's doing it. I know it's not Chip Rarick because it's not in Cran.
Who's that?
Chip, we saw him at the concession stand, pretty excited for tonight. And his wife gave us these awesome number 4 stickers in honoring Max Engel from Jersey Shore. Rarick family always doing so much for the community and obviously others in other communities. So Mount Carmel does take the lead 7-6 as the kickoff team lines up here. Kicking from left to right is Mount Carmel. Kick is off. Not bad, little low. Goes right into the hands of a Milton Black Panther. That is Monty Fisher. He goes, oh man, up the middle, and does he take a hit?
Wow.
That was a wallop. And again, number 9, which we don't have any of the numbers for Mount Carmel that are under 10. I don't know if you noticed that. It's 10 and above. So if you were wearing 0 through 9, I'm sorry, I don't have your name. Maybe at halftime we can get them.
Number 9 is Max.
Good luck.
A goal region. I don't even want to mispronounce the kid.
So Max,
he's
a big hit.
He's
Max
a
hit. Max, that's a hit stick.
Freshman. Let's plug him a little.
Wow.
He's got 8 tackles for loss this year already from
wow.
Freshman.
Well, QB keeper for Milton's Bastion, and he's going to fight for a couple there. Very hard-earned yards from Bastion. Takes a couple good hits there. They're going to say he got 1 on the play. I think it was more like 2. But I guess the hit that knocked him backwards, they're not going to give him forward motion. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 from the Milton 32-yard line. 7:46 remaining here in the half. Mount Carmel leading 7-6.
A lot of disagreement coming from the broadcaster, from the booth. We're being real picky tonight.
This is our job.
You're right.
Yep. 2 tight ends in for Milton, 2 receivers, 1 back. Bastion fakes the handoff, play action, rolls out around, and he just throws it into the dirt. Now, I wish I knew exactly what intentional grounding is in high school because there was no receiver nearby.
Honestly, you'd like to think that was.
I don't know how that was, because he didn't pass. The ball did not go past the line of scrimmage.
He wasn't outside the numbers.
Yeah, he wasn't outside the hash mark, so I don't know. I don't know.
And
I don't know.
Nobody near that ball.
Wait. Oh, now they're calling it. I didn't see any laundry anywhere, though. So they called a penalty without the flag. That should be a penalty on the officials. Give the yards back to Milton. Give the down back because, hey, if you don't do it right, you can't penalize for someone else doing it right.
Shout out District 4 officials. We love them.
I don't even know who the head official is tonight. I do not recognize that young man.
So is the ball in the 11 now?
Yes.
How does that work? Wasn't it just the 30?
It might be a spot foul.
Ouch.
We are not officials, so we do not know the rules completely. We can only speculate.
But the scoreboard says it's only 3rd and 9.
Yes,
so
but it's more like 3rd and 109. No, in all honesty, it's 3rd and almost 30. 3rd another area code.
Bastion, just let one fly.
No, they're going to hand it off. They're playing it safe. Bastion hands it off, I think, to Doyle there. Doyle might have picked up a few as he runs between the tackles. But that's going to bring up 4th and forever.
Here's what is concerning if I'm Milton. Punter made a bad snap last time. Now you got your punter with his heels in the end zone.
Yeah.
The snapper's probably not feeling too good right now.
Look at these late substitutions again. I almost feel like these kids on the sideline that are part of special teams aren't paying attention to the game. Like, oh, we're punting? And Milton already had to burn 1 timeout because of that. I know that doesn't make Zettelmoyer and his staff happy when he's seeing kids. There's another one. Another late sub. They call another timeout. So this is back-to-back punts that Milton has had to burn a timeout because not all the punt crew was in. That's not on coaches. Coaches are yelling punt team, punt team. That's how it is. It's your job to know you're on punt team and pay attention to games.
Well, and here's where that's crucial. Milton's defense has played really well tonight, and there's still 6 minutes left. So they get the ball back here, and then you get into the 2-minute game. Now you got 1 timeout left because you had to burn 2 on punts.
Yeah, and, Milton gets the ball to start the second half because Mount Carmel got it first, right, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, Mount Carmel received the ball first. Right? Now I'm starting to second guess myself.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Well, we hope Milton gets it to start the second half. Punting out of the end zone. Low punt. Thank God Mount Carmel didn't send anybody because it took a little bit to pick that up. Good punt, though. Real good punt. Even better bounce afterwards. Still rolling. And it is going to be downed at the 41-yard line of Mount Carmel. Vernelli there with a 60-yard punt from where he was standing, which would have equaled about 10 because it was 4th down and 107. I'm not a math major, but the net
might as well have been.
It was a good punt from where he was punting from. That's all I can tell you. It might have been a first down. So Mount Carmel starting with pretty good field position at their own 41-yard line. 3 receivers. Handoff goes to Blessing. Blessing, very patient, shifty, gets skinny, is able to pick up 6 yards on the first down carry. Stay tuned at halftime as Nate and I are going to have a burping contest on the Alpha Electrical halftime show.
I think we should see who can eat more hot dogs.
Pause. Handoff goes. Oh, nope, it's a fake handoff. Streaking tight end. Oh, man, wide open. Beautiful play-action play there as Spears delivers a perfect pass to his tight end going down the hash mark, but he just drops it. Too wide open. Milton can sigh there. It's 3rd down and 4. long 4, maybe 5. The pace that Mount Carmel's playing with, how long can they keep this up? Right up to the line of scrimmage, handoff. Goes to Blessing, and he is going to be stopped a yard short. Yard short as Lytle. And is that 83 or 63 from Milton? I believe 63, which would be Gary Verdinelli, I'm pretty sure.
Mount Carmel right back.
And Mount Carmel right to it, handoff to Blessing. Ooh, he's hit at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close,
Man.
Nate. That is going to be close.
Are we going to see our...
They're going to have to measure here. Now, I'm looking at the first down marker. It looks like it's on just the other side of the 49 towards the 48 of Milton. And where they have the ball placed, it looks like the nose is on the higher side of the 49, closer to the 50. They got to measure this. What are they talking about? You got to measure this. I think he's short. I think he's short. I think he's going to be short a couple inches. But here comes the sticks. Wind picking up here a little bit. It looks like it's gonna be short. Milton thinks it's short. It is short, just by inches. So Milton defense coming up big on 4th down and 1 when it was a really hurried up to the line of scrimmage and play by Mount Carmel, but that did not catch Milton off guard, and they tighten things up and they get the stop at midfield. They will start with the ball at their own 49.5-yard line. Huge play, momentum shift, can you say?
Yeah, and listen, they got the ball back. Mount Carmel did with like 6 minutes.
Yeah, so not much time off the clock. I'd like to see Milton maybe get back to throwing the ball. Haven't thrown the ball in a couple possessions. And that right to it, out of the shotgun. He's winging it deep. Decent coverage, a lot of hands there. We're not going to get a no flag.
No, there is one. The back official made the call.
Wow, that does not say much for the official that's right there. I mean, the throw was right in front of him. You could clearly see Mount Carmel had their hands all over Monty Fisher, even shoved him out of bounds and no flag. And the back official has to make the call. That's tough, and you heard it from the Milton fans there, some booing. I mean, we're up here above the booth. I mean, you could clearly see that, Nate.
Yeah, I don't even have words. That's District 4 for you.
I mean, he's an older gentleman. I don't know who he is, but I'd like to put him on a lie detector test and ask him a few questions. My buddy and your buddy, Pat O'Brien, you know what he says about officials?
Pat loves officials. He's a pleaser.
He says they're disposable.
Because that was about as blatant as pass interference gets.
I'm just kidding. Pat didn't say that. Hope he's having a good call tonight. Selinsgrove is playing Shamokin at Shamokin. Pat covers.
Friday. Pat's out at the bar.
We know Pat is not on a Friday night, along with David Michaels. Both those guys are supporting. Oh, almost a great grab there. As Milton passed the ball, just a quick little hitch to Peyton Rarick just out in front as he tried to one-hand that. That would have been a circus catch.
He almost looked like he didn't know he was getting the ball.
Yeah, that was quick. That was a dart. Bastion's got a strong arm, no doubt. That got there quick. Just a little inaccurate. Peyton Rarick unable to bring it in. So 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line of Mount Carmel for Milton. 5:16 remaining in the game. Mount Carmel leading 7-6. Out of the shotgun, man in motion is Lucas Diddy. Fake handoff to Diddy, back to Monty Fisher, or is that Doyle gets the ball. He's dragging some tornadoes. He's able to pick up, looks like 8 yards on the run, and that was all Doyle as he met some defenders at the line of scrimmage, broke some tackles, showed a little bit of speed, and puts Milton in a much easier, they're saying 3rd down and 1 from the 32. I don't know how it's 3rd and 1 from the 32 when first down marker is at the 25. I mean, from the 27, and 27 minus 25, Nate.
We've been very critical of everyone tonight, so
27 minus 25, Nate.
Listeners, feel free to be critique us.
Twins to the far right, rolling out his Bastion to the right. He has a man in the flat. It's caught. Nope. Was it caught? Yes, it was caught, but he fell as he tries. Peyton Rarick made the catch, tried to turn upfield, lost his footing, and he went down for a loss of, well, what would be 1, in real life, but in bizarro world here in Milton tonight, could be a loss of 37, bringing up 4th and 4. See, we're having fun. This broadcast is about having fun. This is not your traditional, run-of-the-mill, monotonous call. We want you to laugh. We want you to enjoy. We want it to be like two dudes and dudettes on the couch enjoying a football game. But Milton will go for it on 4th and 4. Handoff goes to Doyle. One guy to beat. Did he get over? Doyle's able to break one tackle, gets down the sideline. It was a race. They're going to say out of bounds. Is he saying at the 2-yard line? Okay. All right.
Where was the ball?
It's your turn. It's your turn, Nate.
Scoreboard says on the 1. What is happening tonight?
Well, it looked like he was reaching for the pylon. I thought if he didn't get in, he'd be out inches away.
Where was the ball before that? I don't even know.
Wasn't the 25-yard line, right around the 25, I believe. But either way, it'll be 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. No handoff. QB keeper, he's met. Maybe lost a foot on the play was Bastion. Good job by Mount Carmel busting through and getting that tackle for a small loss.
You know what's unfortunate? Well, they got the first, so it doesn't matter. But on that bubble screen to Rarick, Bastion had him right away. There was nobody home, and he kind of rolled out for a little long and then threw it behind him, and that was just a tough play for him.
Well, they ran that play earlier, and Bastion held off to see if Monty Fisher broke free deep.
Okay.
But when sometimes you need a couple yards. You just take the couple yards.
Right.
You're not looking for a 30-yard bomb on 4th and 2. You know what I mean?
No.
So you're right. It was a late delivery. But Rarick just got twisted up. But here we are, 2nd down, and they're saying 3 now. And it's the same play. Bastion keeps it. He's met at the goal line. There's pushing, and they're still pushing. No whistle yet. That is the longest non-whistle in the history of high school football, as they were stalemate at the goal line, but to the advantage of Milton, as Bastion's able to sneak in there with a lot of help. That was a weight room touchdown for both teams. Who was stronger in that scenario? It was Milton. They were able to push the ball into the end zone. Milton responds, scores 12-7. Now, do they kick the PAT or do they go for 2? Do you chase points now?
I think you have to, because who knows when you'll score again.
And keeping, we talked a little bit, what's the kicking situation for Mount Carmel? Maybe you bank a little bit more on them missing a PAT and you just play the easy point. But right now we got an injured Red Tornado on the field. We had 2 guys down. One got up. There was a helmet off. Definitely a physical game here tonight at Alumni Stadium.
This has been a good game.
But you notice on both of Milton's scoring drives, they mixed it up well. It's pass, run, passing, and run.
Yep.
It's even. It's almost even. On the drives where they've stalled and done nothing, it's been all runs. So it's important to keep defenses guessing.
It's just natural. When you run 3 times in a row, they're going to stack the box. But when you make them honor something, just like in basketball, when you got a guy out there that he's an average 3-point shooter, but he's afraid to shoot, guys are just standing in the paint. You got to make them. You got to make defenses honor you at multiple levels.
Well, Milton, on their 2 drives, looked impressive. And, it's not like they're necessarily – the touchdown pass was like 55 yards, but they've made a bunch of passes just out in the flat, which we have not seen this year. So, that's impressive. Like, they're not only throwing downfield. They've thrown a couple 5-yard, 10-yard outs. They've thrown a couple behind the line of scrimmage. I like the way that Zettelmoyer and his staff is calling this offensively when they're mixing the passing game in with the run game, and it's been very effective and very tough for Mount Carmel.
And listen, right now, I know it's only a 1-possession game, but you feel good if you're Milton, because the only time Mount Carmel scored was when they got the ball on Milton's 20-something.
Correct, 27-yard line
So
after a 7-yard punt.
The best 7-yard punt I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I see Peyton Rarick just came in the game. I'm just looking to see if the kicker is in.
I don't think they're kicking.
Nope, they are not kicking. So they're going to go for it here. 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line.
Everybody on the right side of the field.
Trips to the right. Could this be a keeper to the left? Out of shotgun, gets the snap. He's rolling to the right. Doyle picks up a good block. Bastion's going to cut it upfield. He's met. And I don't think he got in. Stopped about a foot short there. as Bastion turned it upfield. I don't know if I like that play call so much. You're putting all your receivers to the right, then you're rolling to the right. Yeah, you think you got more blockers, but the defense is all shifting that direction with pursuit, and that's what happened. It was the backside pursuit that made the tackle.
I think he was looking, they wanted to get Peyton with a little rub route right across the goal line, but a guy from Mount Carmel, I think, noticed it, and he stepped in front of Peyton because he was open for a brief moment, but then once looked like a one read out play. So when Bastion didn't have Rarick, then he tried to scramble.
Well, Milton does score, so we'll reset here. They did not make their first PAT of the game, and they failed the second or the 2-point conversion on their second score. So right now, Milton leads with a score of 12-7 over the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel. There is 2:41 remaining in the first half. Milton now, kickoff team out there getting lined up, and they will kick it off to Mount Carmel. And I just got some confirmation Milton did start with the ball. So Mount Carmel will get it to start the second half.
So you were
this is a big possession here for Mount Carmel, because if they can score, they now have the advantage in possessions in the game. Yeah, so this is a big, you want a good kick here. You want to keep them on their side of the field. And your defense, you know, mostly Mount Carmel hasn't gone deep on anything. So for them to try and march down a field will be a different look than we've seen so far. Kickoff is good. It's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. A lot of Milton guys up there wrapping up. And it's a stalemate about the 23-yard line. So very good kick and coverage there from Milton. Mount Carmel is going to have to go almost 80 or 77 yards, I believe.
Real quick, let's talk about some scores. You got Selinsgrove up 28-0 in the second quarter against Shamokin. Southern up 35-0 in the second quarter over Lewisburg. Muncie up 25-8 over Montgomery. Danville beating Loyalsock 14-0 in the second quarter.
Man.
Central and Montoursville tied in the second. And we got Warrior Run up 7-0 in the second quarter against Hughesville. And Bloomsburg 0-0 against Midwest in this first quarter.
Wow. Quick pass out in the flat, and he's going to be brought down right away as Luke Goodwin again. Luke Goodwin all over the place tonight from his linebacker position. The senior just getting the job done. Mount Carmel, though, no huddle, hurrying back to the line of scrimmage. Look at Diaz, far side in the slot. He's the one you got to pay attention to. Well, they pass away from him to number 1. Nate, you've got number 1, not
Chase
me.
Belichick.
He's a twin, right?
Yes.
What number is his brother?
No clue.
He's a little injured here, Belichick that is. But he seems to be walking it off. Got to stop here. Timeout, Mount Carmel.
There's also a penalty.
Was there a penalty there?
The backside official threw some laundry. I don't know what the call is, but so that.
Oh yeah, I just saw him put it away.
So that reception is negated then, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And actually, the penalty is moving them back, but it would only be a 2-yard loss on that penalty. So it must have been a holding, spot foul holding, pushes them all the way back. So second down and 12 from the Milton 22. 1:56 remaining here in the half. Milton leading 12-7. Out of the shotgun is Mount Carmel. Quarterback gets the ball. Spears throws underneath the Blessing. He's unable to catch it as Goodwin was there right as he was trying to catch the ball. Goodwin blowing him up. We just mentioned his name. He's got to have 4 or 5 tackles already tonight, Luke Goodwin that is. And here you go. Now, Nate, we're in a scenario where not only does Milton maybe get a stop, but they could get the ball back. Great field position and a decent amount of time before the half.
There's that one timeout. That's where it's going to come to bite them.
Yep. They had to blow 2 timeouts because of personnel issues on punts. So Milton only has 1 remaining. But here we are, 3rd down and 12. Milton sending pressure. We got a flag, a false start. False start. Milton brought guys up to the line of scrimmage that seemed to maybe scare Mount Carmel a little bit, and guy jumped. So add 5 yards to that. Now it was 3rd down and 12, then it's 3rd down and 15. Oh, now we're 3rd down and 17. Clock is working.
Maryland football is so bad.
You say that as a Maryland fan.
Real bad, dude.
Twins the far side, single receiver near side. One guy in the backfield, QB keeper of the shotgun. He's rolling, he's looking, under some pressure. He's going to roll all the way out. and tackled from behind. Number 21 for Milton on the tackle. That would be, because I don't have a numerical order, so I got to go through the whole list. 21 is Luke. I can't see it. It's too dark here. Anyways, Luke. Great job on the tackle there as he's able to chase him down. Decent gain for Mount Carmel, but they had so much in front of them. It's going to force a 4th and 10. Milton with 2 return guys about their own 40-yard line. So Milton could get great field position here. Good snap. Kick is up, low, decent distance. Takes a big bounce, 2 bounces. They're going to get away from it. And Mount Carmel will down it about the 34-yard line of Milton. 1 minute, 1 second remaining here in the half. All right, Nate, what are we going to see here? As Milton.
We just talked about Braden playing earlier. Maryland's only touchdown tonight is for a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Braden Wisloski.
Get out of here.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, buddy. Braden's our dude, Southern Columbia graduate. Played on my AAU basketball team in a program that Nate was a part of. Great young man, freshman. Graduated early from Mount Carmel, was there in the spring at Maryland. He's one of the best athletes I've ever coached. Getting a 98-yard, you say kickoff?
Kickoff return.
Kickoff return for a touchdown. Congratulations, Braden. Handoff goes to Doyle. Doyle's patient, pushing some guys. He's able to get out of bounds after about a pickup of 6 on the play. So the clock is stopped, 55.3 seconds. Milton's now at 2nd down and 5, they're going to say. I think it's a long 4. All right, the announcer says 2nd and 4. Scoreboard says 2nd and 5. It is definitely 2nd and 4. Ball's at the 40. They need to reach the 44 for first down. Remember, in high school football, clock stops on first downs and out of bounds and incompletions. Twins to the near side. It's a handoff to Doyle again. He's met in the backfield. Able to break free from the leg tackle, but he's met by a host of Tornadoes. And they bring him down to the original line of scrimmage. Clock is running, 42 seconds. And Milton is going to use their final timeout of the half, 41.3 remaining. Oh, we're watching the highlight. Braden Wisloski, he's got some speed. Are you kidding me? Look at him just pulling away. He was untouched. Wish we could show you guys that. That kid's got speed. First touchdown of his career.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for him. Good kid, man.
Yep, absolutely. As we root for any kid from Central PA at the next level.
You texting Jamie?
I am.
I totally
So Milton ran the ball there.
Because I'm too busy hype about Braden scoring.
That's all right. It was 4-yard carry there in the play there for Doyle.
I take back that I said Maryland football sucks. I love Maryland
You're
football.
a big fan.
I'm a giant fan. Even better of a fan now that Braden's there.
Well, clock is running. What is going on?
They got the
They
first.
got the
They
first.
didn't stop the clock.
1st and 10.
Nice.
17, 16. Clock is running. No time for a huddle here. Get to the line. You got to have a play in your pocket in this situation. And they're handing it off.
Oh, boy.
So you hurried up to hand it off. And that will take us into the half. And it does. So at halftime here at Alumni Field in Milton, Pennsylvania, the Milton Black Panthers lead the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel 12-7. We're going to take a break here at halftime, get some stats for you. And before the beginning of the second half, we'll have the Alpha Electrical halftime stats. That'll be brought to you by my boy, Nate Babin. Welcome back here to From the Booths coverage of the Milton Black Panther football. Here at home tonight, Milton leads Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes 12-7. Got a couple minutes before the half end, so we're going to go to the Alpha Electrical halftime stats, and Nate Babin, take it away.
Yeah, we got Chris Doyle, 13 carries for 65 yards, had that fumble. Cale Bashan, 5 carries for 11 yards with the rushing touchdown. And then obviously the big airstrike early in the game, Cale Bashan only has 2 completions for 53 yards, 1 completion for 55 yards and a touchdown.
Where's he at in attempts?
7.
Yeah, our over-under's 20.
Not looking good.
20 coming into the game, 20 in one game, Nate. Come on.
And then we talked so much pregame about all the weapons that Mount Carmel has offensively, but they've been quiet thus far. Luke Blessing has 12 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. If I'm out Milton, I feel really good about him.
Yeah.
12 carries for 35 yards.
Yeah, you're getting the job done.
And then Spears has 3 completions for 3 yards.
All short, correct? Yeah.
Marshalik looked good when he came in, has 26 yards passing. Then Xavier Diaz, he's been bottled up. 4 carries for 15 yards, and then he only has 3 receptions for 6 yards. So, I mean, right now, man, Milton's defense is standing on its head. They look great. I don't know. I would expect Mount Carmel to come out and try to get Xavier Diaz more involved and get him more touches.
Well, the way the game's going, it's going to come down to big plays, and he is definitely a big play.
A big player.
Yeah, he is a big player. So.
What a half, though. What a good football game.
A very good football game. Very good. And we're pumped. We're even pumped, too, because our boy Braden Wazowski at Maryland, the freshman, with the kickoff return for 98 yards.
For anyone wondering what Ryan and I did during halftime of this, that is literally all we talked about.
Oh, man.
The entirety of it.
Right up until we put the mics back on. But here we are. We're back at this game, a very exciting game as well, as Milton is going to kick off to Mount Carmel. Nate, we were just talking a little bit, too, you know. This game could come down to who has the ball last. And right now, Mount Carmel is going to start this second half with the ball. But, boy, what a statement if Milton could come out and get a 3 and out and get that ball back with good field position.
I'm just so impressed with Milton's defense, man. I haven't seen – look at the paper, man. Mount Carmel's offense is explosive. And the 7 points, and the only possession they scored with was a possession they started on Milton's 27.
Yep.
So
great field position for that. Well, we got the kickoff. It's dropped, but he picks it back up, about 10-yard line, and up the middle, gets a few more yards out to the 24-yard line, I believe, of Mount Carmel. And that's where they'll start with the ball.
You said it earlier, but, man, talk about the crowd here tonight. Bleachers are full. All along the fence, people are standing packed in. What an atmosphere for a high school football game.
Well, Milton football program the last 3 years really turned around from the woes they were having. Mount Carmel, I mean, we read their history to start the broadcast. I mean, everyone knows Mount Carmel when you know high school football. So,
man, when we went to that game last year for Shamokin, you could just feel it. When we parked the car at Boyers, there's people tailgating.
You couldn't park it. We parked behind Boyers in a very scary area.
You just feel the hit.
That atmosphere at the Silver Bowl is amazing. Well, they're going to start right away with a pass out in the flat, almost picked off. And right away, like you said, Nate, you're a genius. To Diaz in the flat, get the athlete the ball so he can do, but a little high, good pressure. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line for Mount Carmel.
I actually believe that was the corner that was guarding Palichik. He actually read that and saw that throw going to Diaz, and he stepped in and broke that up. What a heads-up play.
Well, they're going to hand it off this time. Could be met about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and shoved back.
Milton is really setting the edge defensively tonight, man. Nowhere to go for these Mount Carmel runners.
And not only that, Nate, and I think you agree with me, they're not letting them get much after their initial contact. I mean, that was a big hit there. Picked him up off the ground and shoved him back. Milton came to play. They're playing more Mount Carmel style than Mount Carmel.
Just getting ready to say, you think of Mount Carmel, you think physicality, and that's been Milton tonight.
Well, a quick toss there. There is a flag. Does get out around the edge. Fumbled. Milton picked it up. He's running with it. He's going to be stopped, but fumble right at what would be the 1st down marker. We do have a penalty on the play, but as of right now, the way it stands, Milton recovers a fumble. But we got to see what the flag is here. I think it's a You're gonna.
Too, man.
I don't think it's gonna be on. I think this is gonna be Milton ball. Holding on the offense, and
Wow.
that is that. So Milton will decline the penalty, and they will have the ball for their first possession of the second half with a 12-7 lead, and they will have the ball at the Mount Carmel 28-yard line.
You know, I wanted to talk about this at halftime. Kind of slipped my mind. Milton was leading Mount Carmel at Mount Carmel last year at halftime. And
That's true.
what a way to start the half.
Yeah, that much different feel, though, tonight. Last year, it felt like Milton was trying to hang in. Tonight, it feels like Milton's leading. And a handoff right away to Doyle, spinning off tackles, dragging him.
What a push up front. You know, we talked, Monty Fisher hasn't had any carries tonight, actually, but what a hard physical runner Chris Doyle is, man.
And you can see why week one they weren't able to score. If you got Monty Fisher and Doyle out, those are two of your better offensive threats. I know you got Peyton Rarick and Bastion still, but that just makes more threats and more things that Mount Carmel's got to worry about and cover. So here we are, 2nd down and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's a handoff. Back to Doyle, and he dives forward. What an effort. Got close to the first down marker.
Hopefully he got it because he celebrated. But
Yeah, he celebrated first down. Now, gonna be a yard short. Maybe 2.
I tell you what, man, what I love about him most is there's never a time he just gets wrapped up and goes down. He's always getting extra yards, whether it's diving, using those legs. And we talked a lot about the Mount Carmel front in pregame. Well, I did. Right now, man, Milton has won the battle of the trenches on both sides of the football tonight.
And like we said, that is crucial in high school football. So now you got 4 wide receivers on 3rd down and 2. Single back, they do hand it off. Good pressure coming through. But Doyle showing enough speed. I think he got the first down.
Now you can get up and celebrate, big fella.
Oh, let's see here first, because there have been some weird spots tonight. Ooh, that's going to be close. They might measure here on 4th down.
Or they'll just give it to him like earlier.
No measurement? They're going to say 4th down, Nate. Wow, no measurement? All right, so it's going to be 4th down or under center. It's going to be a QB keeper. Gets the he's Bastion fighting, and he's going to get it. We got a late flag. I don't know what you could possibly call there when it's just a scrum, but we got a late flag with Bastion, man, just showing strength, pushing the pile to get the first down. Oh, it's going to be a hold. I don't understand how that's a hold on Milton. I don't know how you can call a hold when two teams look like a rugby scrum. Unless a Milton player came up and tried to pull the Mount Carmel guy away from the scrum, I guess that would be a holding then. Well, they're still huddling up, but I'm pretty sure the call there is holding on Milton.
I tell you what, dude, like, what I love from Milton right now is they're just matching they're actually setting the physicality tone right now in this game. This has been a physical football game. So what?
Yeah, they are going to call. Well, it's not a holding because it was a 5-yard penalty.
Well, they're marching the kicker out there.
So they're going to go for a
30
field goal attempt here. It'll be a 37 yards.
Man. Let's see
Mackenzie Lopez, 37-yard attempt. I believe this will be her first field goal of the season and her career. Kick is up. It's blocked. It's blocked. So 2 kick attempts tonight, a PAT and a field goal attempt, both blocked. Mount Carmel's special teams unit getting the job done. But the hurting part there was the penalty, which would have been a first down on 4th and inches. Pushing Milton back about 5 yards, which set up the Mackenzie Lopez 37-yard field goal attempt, which was blocked. So Mount Carmel will get the ball back, starting at their own 33-yard line.
That would be the 28, Ryan.
I mean, 28-yard line. Sorry.
Sorry, I got you.
8:33 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Milton still leading Mount Carmel 12-7.
I'd like to know what that penalty was.
Yeah, because it's 5 yards, so it couldn't be holding.
They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. Or do they call a false start? They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole scrum go. They call a false start, and then let the whole
sure, but they do hand off here. Mount Carmel does.
Wow.
And taken down. Thrown to the ground by 33, Dominic Lytle. He is having a nice game as well. Him and Luke Goodwin seem to be in on every tackle from their linebacker positions tonight. Mount Carmel, no answer for those two. Wow. Hurry to the line of scrimmage, 4 wide receivers, out of shotgun, quick pass in the flat, jumped. It is caught. Tackle made right away, though, by Monty Fisher for a minimal gain, maybe a pickup of 3. So it was 2nd down and 11. Now we're at 3rd down and 7 from the 31-yard line. Wide receivers each side. Rolling out to the left is a right-handed quarterback for Mount Carmel. He throws a perfect pass, 2 yards past the 1st down marker at the sideline, and he goes out of bounds, but not after securing the catch and dragging a foot. That'll be a 1st down for Mount Carmel. Hey, did I tell you Braden Wozlowski, Southern Columbia graduate, returned a kickoff for Maryland tonight, 98 yards?
I'm a big Maryland football guy.
Yes, you are. You're a big Maryland everything guy.
Yeah, buddy.
You like your crabs, too. Quick pass out in the flat.
Wow.
Bobbled it at first. Was he able to come down with it?
Nope.
Almost intercepted, and he's not able to.
Got a cramp.
Or, no, they are marking it. He caught it.
The official said incomplete.
Oh, nope, they brought it back. Okay. So an incomplete pass there on 1st down. Mount Carmel picked up the 1st down on a 12-yard out. They go right back into the flat, but unable to catch it because of the pressure of Milton there. I think that might have been Lucas Diddy on the far side in the cornerback position.
Milton just continues to make big play after big play in this game.
Peyton Rarick hobbling around out there, getting some assistance from the trainer.
Get him some pickle juice.
There's our Milton trainer, Matt. He's out there helping Peyton. Looks like he just might have rolled the ankle up. Maybe even a cramp there the way he's walking. Get him stretched out. Hydrate on the sideline. He's a player that goes both ways, Nate. Pause.
Matt's a good dude, man. I'm going to say it was probably before he was here. He stepped in for Bloom for a couple days one time. Nice guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Deep throw here from Mount Carmel into double coverage. Wow. Nate, that was a down the line, and the safeties overplayed, and actually receiver got behind him, and if he would have got his hands out there a little more, maybe caught that ball.
Xavier Minium kind of got a little lucky, or not Xavier. Shout out Xavier, though.
Yeah.
In football.
Yeah.
His brother would be so mad that I just called him Xavier, but Isaiah kind of over-pursued there a little bit instead of staying over the top. Like you said, got lucky.
Where are they putting the ball? So 31-yard line. Milton will start their own 31-yard line.
Wherever they feel like it. Right now, man, Mount Carmel's just struggling to get their weapons involved. Xavier Diaz has really been bottled up.
But is it them struggling, or is it just Milton getting the job done?
Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, Milton seems to be all over everything tonight. Their defense is legit.
The energy in this place is electric.
Well, here Milton has the ball, 1st down. Handoff to Doyle, inside run. Man, again, he's met about 2 yards downfield, but he just bulls through it. I think he got 3 or 4 on the carry. Could have been 1 or 2 easily. But Doyle's a beast, man. Oh, Doyle rules.
Listen, right now, man, this Milton offensive line, a lot of push up front. Big holes for Doyle to hit.
This season, that was the big question mark. How was trying to see Peyton Rarick. Is he back out in the field? And he is. Here on the near side, 3 receivers near side. Got a timeout. Well, we got a discussion going on here with the officials.
That's never good.
No. No flag, though. Just a whistle blow.
Just confusion.
What's the call here? I think they're saying.
While we're not sure what the officials are doing, let's check some local scores.
Well, they're going to start the clock again.
All right.
So same formation, Nate. Trips here near side, very mind-boggling.
That's the stuff you can't let go.
Oh, man. And Coach Zettelmoyer showing his frustration. That I agree with him 100%. There should be yards tacked on there. But nevertheless, Doyle, you see how patient he is in the backfield, lets things develop. And then he just took off, and one tackler there in the way, and he's like, nah, I could probably make a juke move. But instead, he embarrassed the kid.
Man,
And he actually tripped over. He tripped over him. That's how he was brought down. So Milton back with the ball. High snap, but kept by Bastion. He's going to keep. What a push up front. And Bastion just getting yards.
Man, this front for Milton right now is just playing nasty.
You ever see the movie Mighty Ducks? It was a movie when I was a kid.
I'm embarrassed to say that I haven't because I feel like I should.
Well, it was a big movie when I was a kid, hockey movie, and they had the flying V. Like Ducks, that was the flying V right there. That was just an offensive line creating a path, and the QB took every yard there they made for him. So Bastion gets the yards there in the carry, but, man, a lot of that credit's got to go to the push from those big hogs up front.
The movies back then, that would have been VHS in New York.
I can tell you this much, it wasn't streaming. Didn't have internet. Handoff now. New running back in the game, number 20. Number 20 for Milton. Let me find him in my non-numerical roster here. But number 20 for Milton, in with the carry, picks up a few yards. And do I not even have enough? I'm going to take a moment here. I don't see a number 20. Oh, there we go. Jaden Canello. Brother was a heck of a player. Young kid there. Canelo showing good run there. Able to pick up some good yards. 3rd and 1. Doyle back in. Ooh, he's met. He's met at the line of scrimmage by 2 or 3 Red Tornadoes.
And
some big guys.
That doesn't feel good when about 550 pounds has landed on top of you.
Those are big high school boys that just lay down there, but I think Doyle loses a yard on the play, maybe 2. That's probably his first negative carry of the night. So 4th and 3 from the Mount Carmel 17.5-yard line. No kick crew this time. Lining up will be Milton. They're in the shotgun. Doyle in the backfield. 2 receivers to the far right. Bastion gets the snaps. He hands it to Doyle. Doyle making a move, pushing guys, still pushing, and he's going to have the first down.
Wow.
That is a weight room run there for Chris Doyle, and the drive continues. Man down on the field right now. Oh, now he's up. Doyle's just walking off a little bit of something there, nothing major. So he's going to come to the sideline, but no help, no assistance, all in his own power. Into the game for him is number 11 for Milton.
I can't say Milton offensive linemen are firing off the ball.
11 is Keister. He's in the game now. The Keister is in at a wide receiver. They have Monty Fisher trying to get outside. Nothing there. Nothing there. He's going to be taken down for a 2-yard loss. Number 29 for Mount Carmel in on the tackle, the sure tackle, and that is Ben Miller. He's a junior, 5'8", 160 pounds. And Nate, you know, this is very important getting the score, but on the other hand, too, they're just eating the clock up. 4 here in the 3rd quarter.
Eating clock, and you know what?
Taken by Bastion. And you know what? As he takes
like that
time out.
because, you know, the offensive line's probably a little gassed.
Oh, yeah.
They've lost the these last
rounds from the 14. So field position still in favor of Milton here. 50 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
If you're Mount Carmel here, you got to open up the playbook a little bit, right?
I mean, the deepest pass they've thrown is like streak. They have not attempted anything downfield. Oh, they did one. And there was a wall. But again, Lytle, Dominic Lytle in on the tackle almost for a loss, gain of nothing.
You know what? I know that Peyton Rarick didn't make the tackle there, but that pursuit made Xavier Diaz change his direction back to inside, where there was defenders and swallowed him up, man.
That's a great
defense flying around right now.
That's a great point, Nate, and giving that to our viewers at home, because it's easy to say who gets the tackle, but a lot of things can be set up by the play, unselfish play others. And then obviously there, Peyton Rarick, unselfish, and he forced the no gain there. Dropping back, plenty of time, good protection. He's going to roll out, plenty of green, going to get the first down, being chased. He gets out of bounds, but not after picking up 14 on the play. So the QB keeper was not designed, but coverage was good. Takes off, and they're able to get the first down as they get out to the 28-yard line.
Oh.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes. Point, start that possession there in the second quarter from the 27-yard line of Milton. They were to punch it in after about 5 carries, and that was a blessing touchdown. No pun intended. But other than that, this offense for Mount Carmel has been pretty stagnant, Nate.
Right now they have 126 total yards.
And this is a team that's been lighting it up.
Spears, who has already this year, has 20.
The coaching staff and the defense here of Milton. Now Carmel has the ball, gets the snap. QB's rolling out here the near side. Things are getting blown up. He's forced it.
Carmel tonight at all.
Yeah, definitely not what he expected to see. Did say his work for Milton.
Sure
We
has.
got a timeout on the field. Got a couple text messages. One from Mark Fozzie. He's listening from home, and he said, "You guys sound amazing."
That was verbatim?
That was verbatim.
What a
He
guy.
said, "You guys sound." Oh, he's texting. Hold on, he's texting. You guys are cute. That's weird, but okay.
Shout out to Fozzie.
Yeah, that's cute, Fozzie. Bill Haas, listen. That's my neighbor. Bill's my dude.
The Pirates fan or the new neighbor?
No, my new neighbor. He's my buddy.
Seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he's at home listening, him and his wife, Terry.
What's going on with the chicken coops?
Terry having a hard time.
It was good, and then all of a sudden, Connor Snyder comes out of nowhere, strips him. Mount Carmel fortunate to fall on that.
Mount Carmel's had, 3 fumbles tonight that they've recovered their own.
Yep.
And even that first down run they just had was technically a fumble on the ground picked up by the running back. Back to the line of scrimmage real quick. They throw out in the flat. Got some blockers, but he's blown up. From his cornerback position, just blew a guy up in the backfield. We do have a flag, but that would be a big loss if it stands.